Ladies and gentlemen, we are back. Illegal Elbow Radio. I want to thank you big time for joining us. Got a great show for you tonight. Brian, Dan, and Justin, your hosts, will be with you shortly. In the meantime, I want you to check out LegalElbowRadio.com, LegalElbow.com. Check out Dan and MMA Aftermath on Facebook. My man J. Brew, a.k.a. Statistician, the Rolodex, Pimp, anything else you want to say. We're pumped up, excited, glad you could join us. We're going to get it together right now. All right, people, what's happening, man? We are back live. It is Tuesday night. We're online. What's going on, guys?
What's up? Can you hear me?
Yep. Oh, hell yeah. Loud and clear.
What's going on, people?
MMA Aftermath in the house. J. Brew kicking ass out of Florida.
Rocking a sunny time low.
Oh, yeah. We're up here in Michigan, middle of fucking May, 30 degrees.
That's it, man. That's it. So kick it off, Dan. What's been the word about Mark Hunt? We were kind of talking about that a minute ago.
They probably will get it all panned out and all this shit, but you don't, this close to the fight coming up, you don't want to hear shit like this. You know, you don't want to hear Mark Hunt in legal trouble, might not make the trip over to face JDS in their highly touted heavyweight battle, which, in my opinion, if I was the head of the New Zealand over there, I would have cleared him like 2 weeks ago, because this guy has a chance to, if he wins this fight, to go against Kane for the heavyweight, possibly for the heavyweight, title of the UFC, which will put New Zealand on the map big time, and I would think, shit.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I didn't even think about it that way, but yeah, that's big. It's really big. I mean, shit, they can, I don't know, man. I mean, has UFC been there yet? I don't know. I mean, been there or close to there. I would imagine they have by now, but
could open major doors.
Yeah, big time. Justin and I were talking about it. Dana mentioned something about we got it in the works, we're working on it. So I would, like you said, Dan, I would say they're probably going to get that panned out because of, if you got Dana working on it, which I don't even know if it's Dana working on it. It could be Dana could have a special guy to work on shit like that. I don't know. I mean, but
it's going to send out the minions for sure. Yeah,
I mean, if there's any fines, I'm sure they're going to get them settled. They're going to get them figured out, because this is, like you said, this fight is gigantic, man. This fight is huge. As far as I'm concerned, this is if it's not, it should be considered a contenders match. I mean, because, who else is really in line other than, Junior Santos is in line. You know what I mean? He's still coming off a loss, though.
Yeah.
Does he get another title shot if he wins against Mark? I'm sure he probably would, being that he's the ex-champ or whatever. And we know how UFC works, how they do shit. You know what I mean? But so anyhow,
yeah, this fight would definitely be, even if you're like a past heavyweight boxing enthusiast that like to watch like people like Mike Tyson and Riddick Bowe and shit, this is that kind of fucking fight for me, personally. And I'm hyped up about it. And when I heard this news, I was a little disappointed, because this is going to be a World War, frickin' 3 inside the cage, in my opinion. Dropping bombs everywhere.
Yeah, this is sick ass bombs dropping, dude. I mean, I don't think it's going to change. I don't think it's going to change. I don't want to spend the whole show on this fight, but I could talk about this fight for an hour probably, but because I'm so excited about it. But I don't see JDS trying to get this to the ground, even though it might be smart for him. I still don't see it. He's come out and mentioned, hey, I think I can knock Mark Hunt out. It's like, I'm not sure that's such a good idea, dude. I mean, you got some great strikes, but this guy's known for having a great chin and some killer power that might be able to derail JDS. I mean, he's got to think smart with this fight, especially being in its return fight for him.
Yeah, I can see this fight going like this fight with Shane Carwin. Like he stunned Shane Carwin, and then the rest of the fight he'll have Mark Hunt on the end of a jab, and then JDS mix in some takedowns or something.
See, now this is not it's not a main event, so it's going to be a 3-round fight.
Yep.
So
yeah, it's bullshit. Well,
I mean,
I guess that just means whoever wins in limbo still, fuck.
Yeah. And I mean, even if because I don't see JDS knocking out Mark Hunt. I mean, hey, you never know, man. We could see a first the night of. You never know. But I don't see him knocking him out. If he makes a decision, that still looks good for Mark Hunt, in my opinion, because JDS has been a knockout artist, and he wasn't able, he's not able to take out Mark Hunt.
But guess what? Fucking JDS could get his fucking shit cleaned out too, real quick.
Yeah.
Because Mark Hunt is probably one of the most powerful punchers fighting today, in my opinion.
No, I agree. I agree there, dude. Totally. I mean, I could see him. I mean, based on what Kane did, I think Kane's a great striker. I mean, I had my doubts at one point, but I mean, he's really turned that around in my eyes. You know what I mean? He's really turned me around.
Oh, hell yeah.
And gave me a wake-up call. You know, and I was like, holy shit. You know, I mean...
Fully trained for that second fucking fight, man. Fully trained.
Yeah. I mean, I think the first fight, I mean, obviously, there's been guys online, we all knew this was going to happen when Kane was able to get in there and get his game plan. No, we didn't all know that.
Mm-hmm.
The first fight, it was a straight down the middle shot, and caught him, knocked him off, and pounded him out. I mean, it was just, it was what it is. I mean, there's no changing it. So, I mean, there's nothing to say that he couldn't have done that in the second fight too. But Kane was able to, get in there and get his fucking game plan moving. So I think if Mark's able to stay loose, stay busy, and I think stay on the inside. If he keeps on the inside, maybe towards the mid-second round, and really starts applying pressure. Third round, I think JDS will start wearing out. He could really, towards the end of the fight, like he normally does, comes back and gets a maybe late fight knockout or late fight just school.
Yeah, because that's fucking Mark. He's good in them later rounds, digging deep, man.
Yep.
So, and for the aspect of maybe JDS going for, like you're saying, possibly going for the takedowns and shit. Mark used to that was Mark's. That was his fault right there. Was the ground game. We all know that he went on some losing streaks, and they were all from submissions. Because people learned him and said, stay away from the fucking hands. He's going to knock your ass out, take him to the ground, Kimura, whatever the fuck. Hey, maybe Mark, instead of, maybe Mark just having a good guard and then standing it up will be a benefit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Hey, remember Hunt's been knocked out before?
Yeah, what's that guy, man? He's got the goofy-looking shorts.
Velvet Manhoof.
Black dude, yeah.
Manhoof.
Yeah, Manhoof, though. That was with a kick.
Kaflooey.
That was with a kick, though, wasn't it?
Punches,
yeah. That's... I don't know, man. I don't want to say it's a fluke, but I think it's one of them things. I think Hunt's still got a really good chin.
Yep.
But I just think that was I don't know, man. I don't want to discredit Manhoof, and I don't want to give him too much credit at the same time.
I don't want to say that he wasn't on steroids. I don't want to say all that. I want
Yeah, it was in Japan. Who knows, man? Shit.
Yeah.
But that guy is a brick shithouse of a fucking striker.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, so
I've seen some of the best fights I've seen is with Manhoof. Man, he's a fucking scrapper, dude.
Yeah. Sick ass wins.
Man, him and Cyborg went at it one time. Man, it was a fucking badass fight. They were both basically. They needed a fucking stretcher for those two at the.
For both of them.
Man, they were fucking dead tired.
Yeah, for both of them. I mean, an all-out war. Those are the kind of fights that are like, okay, this is what MMA is about, man. I mean, just everything's on the line. But yeah, shit. Like I mentioned,
I think that was the King of the Cage.
What's that, Dan?
I think that was the King of the Cage they fought.
Oh, okay. Yeah. King of the Cage, man. King of the Cage has been around so damn long, it's like... It'd almost be stupid for, foolish for UFC to buy up a company like that because there's so many good fighters coming out of there. They seem to find, break really early fighters, of course, because they've been around a long time too, but there's been a hell of a lot of really good wars in King of the Cage. I'd say King of the Cage.
Isn't that a UK thing?
King of the Cage? I'm not even sure, dude. What do you think, Justin?
I think.
Oh, okay.
What's that, bud? I'm sorry.
Yeah, I think it's based in California. I think King of the Cage.
Really? Okay. I never even thought about that, where they were from, but.
But Brian's right, man. A lot of good fighters come out of there. Shit.
Yeah, dude. I mean, we've even seen some battles like towards the end of Dan Severn's career. He fought in there and won. Had some sick battles, in there and shit. I mean, a guy late 40s, early 50s fighting in King of the Cage and winning. You know what I mean?
Fucking going up in there and pulling a fucking Yoda on that shit.
Yeah.
Your ass, I'll kick. But just to get this card out of the way, because there's not like we've all talked about, man. There's not a shit ton of fights that I'm really excited about. I'm kind of excited about the card as a whole, but I mean, to me, it's like a Strikeforce Challengers card on steroids, maybe. It's not something I'm super excited about, or I want to spend a show on. So I mean, I would say, man, let's kick it off with the Camozzi fight if you want, Justin, man, and let's get this
Strikeforce card with a fucking an MMA or a UFC vet.
That's basically it, man. But yeah, kick us off, man. Justin and we'll all fucking tear it up.
All right, co-main event is Jacare Souza versus Chris Camozzi, and I think Camozzi probably has to be like a 10-1 underdog. But this is, if any spot will be perfect for him, that's good for him because I think his last fight was underdog too, and I think he has I say like 60-40% chance of pulling the upset. What do you guys think?
This one's difficult for me because I think fucking Souza's gonna go all fucking rug and hug with it. He's gonna try all jiu-jitsu, so I'm gonna say Souza in this just because he's a badass fucking jiu-jitsu guy, man. He's just one of the best. He doesn't have all the greatest chin in the world, probably, but I'm going with Souza on this one. Straight up jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, no, I can.
Submission.
I'm sorry, bud.
I said submission.
Yeah, no, I can agree with that too because it's like it's kind of like Fabricio Verdum. It's like we've seen him get knocked the fuck out, even though the game he has nowadays it's like a sick Muay Thai game. But I mean, we've seen him get knocked the fuck out in the past. But it's like if you go down to his world, into submissions, you're in huge trouble, big trouble. So it's kind of like the same thing with Jacare. I don't know whether Jacare is better in top position or on his back. I don't know, but I know he's obviously I don't know which one's better, but I know he's good. He's great all around. So I think if Camozzi's able to keep this at a distance and just go off on the feet, he might be able to pull off the upset. But I'm gonna have it for I agree with you, Dan. I'm gonna have him for Jacare because Jacare. Like you said, he's got that chin that's kind of borderlines on the questionable,
yeah.
maybe not even questionable, but not even that bad. But I think there's a good chance that he could catch a nasty shot and it could hurt him bad. You know what I mean? But I got it for Jacare because I think Jacare's still got a good assault on his feet, good enough to keep him out of trouble and possibly pull off submission, but. I think this might be a really respectful loss for Camozzi.
Yep.
It's like, holy shit, that dude was in there and did really well with vet, basically. I mean, a veteran fighter, veteran submission artist. You know, I mean,
if you look at Camozzi, man, all his fights, he's going into the fucking third round. That's a Camozzi fight, fucking third round.
Yep.
What I'm looking at right now is fucking, most 9 times out of 10, it's fucking third round. So
we're not
and
seeing that.
if his game plan is to just, grind it out and get a decision or whatnot, he might be in trouble in that aspect too, because you might see Jacare shooting in and trying to get some takedowns and working some fucking jiu-jitsu, because I don't know. It's if he can nullify all the takedowns, then Jacare is definitely going to be in his world.
Yeah, and there's a good possibility too, man. I mean, if Camozzi's like let's say Camozzi has the game plan to be a point fighter, and trying to point him to death and win that way. We've seen Jacare knock some dudes out. I mean, we've seen him mess some dudes up.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like it's all that often, but
it's not out of the realm either.
Yeah.
Yep.
But
yeah, and segueing into the next fight, fucking his last loss was against Souza's last loss was against Rockhold. So.
Oh yeah, little fight separation there. What is that? 6 ways of separation.
Yeah.
It's starting to seem that way. It's like every card, man. You can separate these fighters, within a few fights.
He's lost to Gegard Mousasi too, of course, because Mousasi's way better than him.
Dude, that's another topic right there, Gegard Mousasi, man. I say let's split this card down the middle for a second real quick.
Yep.
Okay.
That fucking frustrates me, man. What were we talking about earlier, Justin, about Gegard Mousasi?
Oh, yeah, we talk about he having a second ACL surgery. He's going to be out till next year.
Yeah, he's done. ACL, fuck yeah.
That's so fucking frustrating, dude.
Oh, you know what? The ACL is not something that you can't come back for, but you need the right surgeon doing it. And for me, if I was him, I'd go to a fucking professional athlete, like that one guy that does all the football players, or the guy that does all the superstars for the NBA, all those surgeries. Pay the extra money and get it done right.
I hope he is, man. I mean, because if UFC has anything to say about it, they should probably assist with that, or if they need to anyway. Mm-hmm. Help with that, get that shit done with, because as far as I'm concerned, man, I mean, any real big fight fan wants to see him back in there ASAP. Obviously ASAP as long as he's cleared to fight. You know what I mean? I don't want to see him go in there early and fucking, with somebody like a John Jones that will pick all your weaknesses, like we talked about, Justin. You know what I mean? Pick all your weaknesses and exploit them. I don't want to see somebody go in there, with a Mousasi and kick the shit out of his fucking leg the whole time. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I think he's not going to come back unless he's 100%. And, this is a double-edged sword, which has kind of got a silver lining to me on this great cloud, because we were just talking about him pondering fucking retirement, Now, him being on the shelf with his injury, he might be thinking about fighting and wanting to get back in there, regaining some fire and saying it itched it, getting that fighter's itch.
Yeah.
So that might be I want to say a blessing in disguise almost, for us fight fans at least.
Yeah.
I hope, dude. I hope. And I hope it's, obviously, I mean, with obviously, him getting healed, taking enough time for himself, I hope it's not just, obviously, I hope it's just not too fucking long. You know what I mean? Because he's going to have to come back with ring rust and all that, which I'm sure he's used to that. I mean, the guy's, 29 wins, 30-some wins.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's probably used to that. It's probably not something I need to even mention or worry about, but, it seems like ring rust is always seems to happen to everybody, but I'm sure he's beyond that. I don't know.
Remember he took 2012 off, too, after the first one.
What's that again, Bob? I'm sorry.
He had the first one, he had to take the whole year 2012 off.
Really?
Yep.
The one good thing is he's still young. Isn't he like 27 or some shit like that?
Yep.
Yeah, so that's the one good thing that we can get out of it, is he's not like an aging 36-year-old, and a year's gonna really, he's gonna be an old motherfucker when he comes back. He's
True.
pretty young.
True. Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, yeah,
He's just got to get it done right, apparently, because if it's the same ACL as the last time, what the fuck happened? What the hell is the doctor doing in there? Fucking playing around?
I gotta wonder if maybe he's at the point of like a GSP, where it seems like GSP is out every couple of years. Some kind of fucked up injury that's holding him back, and he's got to take a long time to heal from it. Doesn't it seem to me? Doesn't it seem to you guys like GSP, like maybe every year and a half, every 2 years, he's got some kind of a thing that's holding him back? I don't know if it was just the one time, and it seemed like a many to me. I don't know, but
Well, it seems like it's a lot.
Well, it was an extended time. That was for damn sure.
yeah. And I think it was more than once that he's been out like that. I mean, so I think it's starting to maybe. I hope it's not starting to be like a nagging injury, is what I'm thinking. I hope if it's something like that.
There's some.
What's that, bud?
Yeah, there's some athletes that play at a high level that are like that, like Sanders from. He's not on there anymore. Sanders, the strong safety from Indianapolis Colts. He was always injured, but he always played at a high level, man. High hits, 110%. We got another guy over here in the Lions, Louis Delmas. He's another, cornerback. These guys play at high levels, like a GSP, and they get injured a lot.
Yeah.
Could be, and it's not only in the ring, it's training. Some of these guys go a little too gung-ho in training, and you get those fucking injuries sometimes. How many times we've heard about it, people getting injured in training.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, GSP, probably quite a couple times. I know quite a few times. So.
But, you can't tell a guy who wants to keep, probably wants to train at a high level to simulate as much as he can a fight night situation, a simulation, So shit's going to get rough inside, when he's practicing, I would imagine.
Yeah.
And this is a guy that's like, Gabriel Musashi, like, at one point in Musashi's career, he fought like 6 times in 1 year. He's very active.
And we're not talking just, just straight up mixed martial arts. We're talking K1, fucking, just crazy shit. Just wanting to compete and staying active, I guess you'd say.
Yeah, wasn't that like 2008, 2009 or something that he did that?
Yep, it was 2008. He fought like 4 or 5 times, and then I read in 2006 it was like 6 or 7. It's crazy. And he was K1 too as well at the New Year show. So
yeah, fucking sick, man. I just hope
very underrated fighter, man. Very underrated.
Absolutely, dude. It's like there's a lot of people that know about him, though, but it's just like the media doesn't. It's not that they don't know about him. Is he's not in the. I guess maybe he's not in the spotlight enough yet. But there's a lot of underground fans. I mean, deep-hearted fans that really love the sport that are all over him. I mean, all over him.
Well, a lot of the fans that know about the art, mixed martial arts, and they just don't want the fucking the fanfare and the Uriah Faber fucking amp commercial guy. It's like
right.
they want the good fighter.
They go back to Pride and K1, and they their knowledge is a little more in depth. It's not just a UFC popularity contest where Brock Lesnar's the best thing that ever fucking happened to sliced bread.
Mm-hmm.
Give me a break.
Uriah Faber and Justin Bieber are like,
Uriah, you say Uriah Bieber?
yeah.
Fucking Fever, Uriah Fever.
But yeah, I mean, the Musashi thing, man. I hope he can really get back to it. Obviously heal up the way you're supposed to, the way you gotta. He knows how all that works. I mean, it's not like it's something I gotta worry about because he knows what he's doing. But like you said, Dan, get everything done right. You know what I mean, and get it healed up and get the hell back here, man. Because we're dying to see your next fight, which is probably going to be a year from now, which sucks ass. But
for sure, man. It is. Because anytime I see somebody go down with that, it's the fucking year, man. Because you got the surgery, then you got the healing, then you got the rehab, and then you got the training, and then fuck. Yeah.
so many factors play into it. It's a pain in the ass. And it's, I mean, I'm not, you know a lot more than, ACL, MCL, all those kinds of injuries, Dan. You know a lot more about than I do. But anytime I hear something like that, they're fucked. At least for a while, I know. I mean,
actually 10 years ago, they were really fucked because the ACL, I would say about 10, 15 years ago, was something that your career was basically fucking over, Yeah. And now with the technology and shit they got, you get the right doctor, like I said, who knows what the hell he's doing. He probably does them all the time. That's what you need. And the right trainers and the whole line, the professionals. You can come back and, as a professional athlete, heal a lot better than you or I would, too,
Hell yeah. But yeah, for sure, man. If you want to kick off the, it's up for grabs, whoever wants it. Kick off the...
Take it away, Justin.
Take up the main event.
Main event? Vitor, the Jesus Lover, TRT Lover, Belfort versus Luke Rockhold. I've been going back and forth. Like, I know last week I said Belfort, but it's like, more I think about it, I'm like, Rockhold uses kicks well, and Belfort's not good when he gets kicked and stuff, and then Rockhold gets hit a lot, and it's like, I've been going back and forth, but it's like, I guess I'll stay with. I'll probably pick Rockhold on this one. I'm probably gonna change it sooner or later. Tough matchup. What do you guys think?
Yeah, go ahead, Dan.
Yeah, I'm throwing in the Brazil factor. I'm gonna throw in the Brazil factor in this one, and it's even going to be the Brazil factor is going to come in big time if this motherfucker goes to the cards. Because if this thing goes to the cards right then and there, we're going to say, even if a fucking Vitor was to lay in a fetal position in a corner and get punched and beaten on for, the whole round, there's a good chance that one of those judges are going to give it to Belfort. But
I forgot
all
about
I'm
that.
saying is, if it's close and it goes to decision, we all have to agree that the fucking Brazil judges, partisan, bipartisan, bias, whatever, fucking is going to go towards Belfort. So that's even more of a reason that Rockhold has to end this motherfucker. He doesn't want it going to those in those judges' hands. But I'm going to give it to the hands of Belfort. Belfort is going to be, we'll go to the crowd again, not the judges, but the crowd chanting and all this shit that's going to be going on there. It's going to energize Belfort. He's going to have the hands flying, and I'm going to give it to Belfort because there's one thing he can do, and that's fucking box.
Yeah. I think there's a couple ways we could look at this. And, dude, what you mentioned about Brazil, when you first said the Brazil factor, I didn't know what you were saying, but yeah, it's taking place in Brazil, so I know exactly what you're saying. Ridiculous, over the top. We love our fighters, whether they win or not, judges. I mean, it was ridiculous when we saw that the last few times. It was ridiculous. But Rockhold, in my opinion, I don't think there's going to be any kind of a knockout. I don't think Rockhold's going to knock out Vitor. I'll tell you that. It is tough though, man. Like you were saying, Justin, I think it's really, really tough because Rockhold, I'll say, is faster. I think he's faster, lighter on his feet. Maybe not lighter, but quicker on his feet. You know what I mean? But I think this might just be, two guys that are fast as hell. You're not fast as hell, but I mean two quick guys. That it might just be who gets the lucky punch, and I'm thinking Vitor is going to be able to get the lucky punch probably faster than Rockhold. And if it were to go to the ground, we've seen a little bit of work from Vitor Belfort. You know what I mean? I think that was a specific game plan that he had for Jones. But hey, if he's able to get that working again, I know Rockhold's no joke on the ground either. So I mean, there could be some proper defense going on there too, but I don't know. It's like you said, Justin. It's actually a great matchup in my opinion. I think it's a great matchup. I'd have to say, I mean, I know I can only pick one, but I'd have to say Rockhold by pointing to death or Vitor by knockout. You know, it's highly unlikely that he'll do a submission, but, you know.
It's going to be action-packed either way, I would have to say.
I think it will be, dude. I think you're right, man. I'm kind of leaning towards a Belfort, but, man, it's so hard to say. I'm going to call Belfort, but, you know what I mean? I could really see it going either way because it's hard to say whether Rockhold will get it or not because there is the factor of Rockhold's been fighting Strikeforce guys, but he's excelled so, you know, rapidly, and I mean, he's done so well that when he gets to a UFC guy, is he going to completely fail, or is he going to be that much, you know, is he going to be that much neck and neck with him and actually, you know, you know, like, who's the other guy that came out of Strikeforce that just looks amazing?
Healy?
What's that?
Healy?
Well, Healy looked really good. Yeah, he wasn't even the one I was